to talk a little bit about this idea of solidarity with the poor because I think it's really important and reflects something of the way in which Jesus embodied this stance. And I think it's a challenge for us. Because solidarity with the poor has to do with standing alongside people who are systemically and structurally marginalized, given no voice. This act of solidarity means you stand alongside, you stand with them, you throw your lot in with them. And I think in this sense it means that we tie our well-being, the well-being of all of us, we tie that to the well-being of those who are excluded. Now, many people who are excluded, of course, are rich in other ways. Rich in courage, rich in imagination, and rich in perseverance. And we have many things to learn. So there's a sense of mutuality, mutual friendship, mutual learning, mutual understanding. But there's ways in which some people are left excluded. And I think the place that we are squatting is one example. In 2002, it's a City of Vancouver property. And in 2002, there was a groundbreaking ceremony for social housing. It's a site that the city has designated specifically for social housing. And yet, 5 years later, it's an empty lot. Even though the province has $4 billion surplus last year, and in the first quarter of this year, $1.6 billion surplus. And so you think, wait a minute, we're awash in resources. Where are they going? And why aren't they being directed here? Why is this an empty lot still? Why are people sleeping outside in the rain still? And it has to do with the ways in which power and resources are distributed in the society. And we have to ask ourselves then, what's our stance? Where are we going to stand? Are we going to stand with the current situation, the status quo? Perhaps because we benefit from that status quo. Perhaps because we have been lured into it by its promises of entitlement or affluence or comfort and so on. These are the things that perhaps block us from making that move of solidarity, is that we're okay with the way things are. We've become numb or indifferent to the suffering of others. Maybe because we've been separated. There are these lines of demarcation in our social structures, such that we can carry on our lives and actually never connect with anyone who is homeless or who is excluded in these ways. And so, how do we break through these obstacles of exclusion? Often we just inhabit different spheres. The trajectories of our lives don't overlap with those of others who are on the margins. But perhaps too also we've internalized a very powerful, rational, institutionally backed discourse that says that somehow they're not worthy of these resources, that somehow they're to blame. Maybe it's a discourse that is accompanied by fear or suspicion, the fear of those people in our neighborhood or whatever. And in this way, we kind of legitimate structures of punishment or procedures of punishment and social control. And in a way, that's kind of what this thing is with